Just before I pressed the record button today, a bird flapped its wings. I heard the sound, and a gray dot flew past me. And I was like, with a lot of accuracy, and I'm a very doubtful person, and with a lot of accuracy, I was like, that's a pigeon. Now, do we need to explain this in esoteric terms? I don't think so. If you just think of a space of mindfulness, a space of openness, it explains it all. I was trying to prepare for the video. I was setting up the light, the camera, and everything, and I was more open. I was opening my sensing to this conversation because I want to be connected to whatever is happening around me and within me. So that's how usually I prepare myself. I'm just doing that. And the lungtas always bring me a lot of sensing. It's visual. You can actually also hear the flutter, like this very gentle flutter. I don't know if it's coming onto the mic, but it's definitely coming to me. All the colors, and the sky is very beautiful today. It's nice and cool and breezy. So that's the background, and I have this wish to talk about sensing today, about engaging, about disengaging, with effort or spontaneous. All of this together. Now, this is a different thing for all of us, maybe, as our personal experiences. Also, at different times and spaces, maybe we have different sensing experiences. But I want to start with, again, the bird flying past, and my mind telling me there's a sound and there's this little visual sensation, and all of this coming together and giving me a signal, and my mind labeling it. Now, I think so. So a lot of question that I get from a lot of my friends is, how do we just become observant without being judgmental? And that's how I'm going to link the sensing to it. Now, in sensing, what happens is we sense. See, if we are conversing with someone, if we are talking, if we're engaged in some activity, there's always a feedback that's coming to us from outside. And there is always some processing going on within. Now, we bring all of these together and try to make sense of everything that's coming to us. That's how the process works. In a very simplistic kind of a way, I'm trying to connect. So all of these things come together, and then we process it to be something, and then we start to label things. It's useful because when we label, we say, "Oh, that's a snake. That might be a rope." But when the mind labels it, the mind is careful, and fear is a tool. It might save us lives, but at the same time, if there is more fantasies and stories and our past experiences without any logical reasoning coming onto it and building a narrative that's not really true at this point in time, that's when we have problems. That's when we have stress. So there is a real problem. We have stress and it's useful. Like we need to run, we use the stress. There's a lot of things going on in the body when we are in stress, and then we use that to go away from it, or tackle it in a way that we're not harmed. So to keep ourselves off the way of harm, we do things, and stress is useful. But if one is stressed without a logical reason, just because there's a story, there's a narrative, there's a fantasy, or there's a past experience that we bring on to some other event, and it's not really same thing. They may look similar, but they're not same. That's when the stress is not useful. So more than good, bad, or anything else, what I'm trying to call your attention to is it useful? In a very very materialistic way of thinking of the sensing and the workings of the mind. Is it useful? If it's not useful, why have it? So to conclude, what I'm trying to say here is there is sensing. There are ways to heighten and deepen and broaden sensing by our own agency. We're like, I'm ready to sense. And at the same time, it's also possible through our own agency to say, I'll keep to myself and not sense a lot of things. Even within, I'll just still for a while. It'll come. It's not that we We build a capacity, it sounds too big. We build a capacity to completely rid ourselves of sensing and thinking and processing. But we become a little more playful and, chill. Like, for a moment, two, three, four, five. And in that stillness, we find a certain comfort. So there is sensing, which is in our agency, which is spontaneous also, and we can deepen and broaden. And there is also our own agency that can still our minds, still the thoughts for a while, for a brief moment. And in that, in bouts of that, we find comfort. And in both, we play. Not good, not bad, but play. And this play, this dance of sensing is fun. As an experiment, I do this a lot, and I invite you to do the same and see how it feels. So, sense, look at the senses, see where they are, what they're receiving, and ways to, deepen it, broaden it. Think of, is there something deeper than this? Is there a sound that's farther away? Can I hear it? Is there a visual that I'm missing? Look for it, and maybe it'll come. Things like that. Is there a fragrance around? Is there something that's coming to the nose that I'm not cognizing? So right behind my house, there's a paddy field. And this season is very beautiful because the paddy releases a certain scent and it's coming to me. But if I close myself, it may not come to me. Both in my capacity. I can close it, I can open it. So I just offer this experiment to all of us. And I'm going to be enjoying today's beautiful day. I mean, rest of the day, it's almost evening, and I'll be with my luntas and my blue sky. I wish you, wherever you are, whatever time it is, in wherever you are, a beautiful time. Thank you.